Call the regular city council meeting to order. It is Wednesday, April 13th at about 5:30 p.m. All present are council and staff except for John Feldecker and Mayor Porter. We will start with agenda item 1A, approval of the March 23rd council meeting minutes.
So moved.
We have a motion by Payne. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Tim. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 1B is approval of the April 13th, 2016 claims for payments. I'll start to my right with Doc with any questions.
Nope.
Tim?
No.
Payne?
None, thank you.
Do we have a motion for that?
So moved.
Moved by Tim. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Payne. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item 1C is open business from the community. Hearing none, we'll move on. There is no mayor's report tonight. Anything from council comments? Hearing none, we'll move on to staff reports and start with Tom.
Just a couple items. This Friday, April 15th, from 1 to 4 is our hazardous household material pickup day at the street department shop. Citywide cleanup is the last weekend of April, and I have put in mosquito larvicide in the storm drains and some of the shallow ponds in the area, so hopefully that'll keep the mosquitoes down a little bit this summer.
Okay. Thanks, Tom. Gary?
I just want to let you know that I did apply for a couple grants through the Hawarden Community Foundation for this on behalf of the city. One for a sound system and video upgrades in the community center. The stuff in there, especially the video system, is 10 or 11 years old and is somewhat outdated, and we can't get it to connect with some of the new Apple products. And I also did write a grant for a new gazebo at the end of Main Street down by the old caboose, where we have a gazebo currently, but it's just about ready to fall down. It's pretty bad shape. So if we can get the funding, it won't cost the city any money other than maybe a little bit of assistance putting the gazebo up. But other than that, that's all I have.
Great. Thanks. We'll move on to Mike.
Nothing to report.
Okay. And Jim?
Nothing.
Shocking. Agenda item 4 is the hospital project update from Jason Pullman.
Good evening. Obviously, weather like this is helpful. We're expecting rain, so we're really about 2 weeks behind on the project. The street on the south of the organization is blocked off. We should have that open probably by the end of this week, and so for weekend traffic, we'll have that open. But obviously, that was important to tie in with the city utilities, and so that's going well. They're grading the inside and hopefully get another layer of gravel in there so they can start pouring concrete. All the plumbing's done, so they're just waiting for it to really get dried up and so they can pour concrete. But I hear that there's a chance for rain this weekend, so. And the Hava will be here probably Thursday and for the next 3 weeks to put on the roof. And so once that roof is done, then we have definitely some better climate protection underneath that roof, and so that'll help a lot. Otherwise, things are going well, and just hope for nice sunny days that continue to cook the ground, and so we can get some more stuff done.
Okay. Any questions for Jason?
Not tonight.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item 4 is the second reading of Ordinance 695, an ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Hawarden, Iowa by amending water and wastewater rates. Gary, do you have anything to add on that?
Nothing.
Okay. Do we have a motion for that?
So moved.
We have a motion by Tim. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Payne. Roll call vote, please.
Kurth?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Allen?
Aye.
Harvey?
No.
On 3 to 1, motion carries. Agenda item 5 is a review of proposal to fund crosswalk lighting on Highway 10. Gary or Mike?
Mike, why don't you go ahead and talk about it? You
I
did
think
most
the
of the
last
work.
meeting we talked about the crosswalk on Highway 10. We did get a commitment from the school and the hospital in sharing the cost of the $42.90. So, and I do have the grant written, it just got to be submitted by Friday. So I was just requesting your approval tonight to go forward with that. Our share would be about $1,430.
Well worth it.
Any other questions on that?
What happens if we don't get the grant? Are we going to still go ahead and everybody do a third, or wait and see?
We didn't get commitments of that much from everybody, so I would probably be back to the drawing board.
Okay.
I think it's a very worthwhile project for the Hawarden Community Foundation grant. I guess I would have to believe that we'd have a very good chance of getting it.
Okay.
Okay, do we have a motion to proceed with that or not?
So moved.
Moved by Tim, do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Payne. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries 4-0. Agenda item 6 is approval of purchase of a police vehicle. Mike?
There again, last meeting I talked to you about the 2013 Tahoe that needs a new motor. The consensus was last time not to fix it. I did bid out both a Ford Interceptor and another Tahoe. Right now, as far as the Tahoe goes, it's a little bit more expensive, but there's one ready to go. I talked to Carl Chevrolet. They'll come up and get the old Tahoe as early as tomorrow, bring it down, and put the equipment over into the new one. And they told me I'd have it in about 10 days. With the Ford, we're going to have to probably find a local vendor. The general word on the Fords is they don't get around as good as in the snow. They got the shorter wheelbase, and the ground clearance isn't as much, and there's not as much interior room. So I guess my recommendation for the police department is to go with another Tahoe and hopefully have better luck.
Yeah, with the problems we had with the Ford and the ambulance, it's not like either one is toss up whether it works good or lasts. Or,
Yeah, I think with mechanical stuff, I mean, they both can be good or bad, or
yep.
No, I've witnessed both in action, and those Explorers get stuck a lot. We had one stuck in our parking lot on the last snowstorm, and they chew through tires like crazy.
so. That would be my recommendation, is the Tahoe.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Tim for the Tahoe. Do we have a second?
No second.
Second by Payne. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Agenda item number 7 is approval of the resolution 2016-05 authorizing the execution of DOT agreement for maintenance and repair of primary roads in municipalities. Gary?
This is an agreement that we execute every 5 years with the DOT. We've done it for a number of years. It's in 2011 there were some changes in wording, but this agreement happens to be exactly the same as the 2011 word for word. If you look at the date of the previous agreement that we had signed, or actually this agreement, the date was 5/2011, and so that would indicate that that agreement was created in May of 2011. So, and I went back and looked at the previous agreements, and it's identical word for word. So it's just a document that spells out our responsibilities and their responsibilities on state roads that go through the city. So.
Okay, any questions on that? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Tim, do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Payne. Roll call vote, please.
Harvey?
Sure.
Allen?
Aye.
Olson?
Aye.
Kurth?
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Agenda item number 8 is approval of fiscal sponsorship for Hawarden Community Supper, Hawarden Community Foundation grant request.
I'll just speak on both 8 and 9. We'll have the mic, but both of these, again, are just fiscal sponsorships. They're nonprofits, but because they're not, because they're not a 501c3 entity, that they cannot apply on their own without a fiscal sponsor, which means that Ultimately, all it means is that the check will come to the city and we dispense it to them. Make sure that they spend the money on what they said they were going to spend the money for. So that's really our only responsibility, so.
Okay. Any questions? Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Payne, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Tim, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item number 9, same thing for the Hawarden Association Church for the Hawarden Community Foundation grant requests.
So moved.
We have a motion by Payne, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Tim, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item number 10 is consent agenda for Quick Corner Engelman's for a license transfer and Paradise Bar for a new 8-month liquor license. All of those, that paperwork is in.
Yes.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Payne, do we have a second?
Second.
By Tim, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item number 11 is a closed session pursuant to Chapter 20.17.3, which exempts negotiation sessions and strategy meetings for public employers in the collective bargaining process. Do we have a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Moved by Payne, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Tim. Roll call vote, please.
Kurth,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Allen,
Aye.
Harvey.
We are in closed session.